Google's annual developer conference, Google I/O, started with a bang today. Google Search, the product that has defined how billions of people find information for over 2 decades, is over. It's not declining, not evolving, over. What Google announced this week isn't an update to search, it's a replacement. And the ripple effects touch every publisher, every advertiser, and every person who uses the internet. For 25 years, Google Search worked the same basic way. You type a query, you get a list of links, you click through to a website. That model is now being dismantled. Google is transforming search into an AI-powered experience built around conversational answers, autonomous agents, and interactive interfaces that keep users inside Google's own ecosystem. The blue link is not dead yet, but it's on life support. What this means practically is that Google now answers your question directly, often so completely that there's no reason to visit the source. For publishers, news outlets, and content creators, this is existential. The traffic model that has funded web content for a generation is being quietly switched off. Google frames this as a better experience for users, and in many ways it is. Faster answers, less friction, but the web's economic foundation depends on clicks, and clicks are exactly what this new search is designed to eliminate. The deeper question isn't whether this is good or bad, it's whether anyone can stop it. Google controls the front door to the internet, and it just changed the locks. Google didn't stop at search. At I/O 2026, the company went further, announcing a new AI agent that lives inside your inbox around the clock. Here's what Gemini Spark actually does. At Google I/O 2026, Google announced Gemini Spark, a 24/7 agentic personal assistant built on Gemini's base models with an agentic harness developed by a team called Google Anti-Gravity. The headline feature is deep Gmail integration. Spark doesn't just summarize your email, it can read threads, draft responses, take action on requests, and operate continuously in the background without you triggering it manually. That's the key word, agentic. This isn't a chatbot you prompt. It's a system that monitors, reasons, and acts on your behalf. Google is positioning Spark as a connective tissue between its AI models and your daily digital life. The competitive context matters. Startups like Superhuman and a wave of AI-native productivity tools have been chipping away at Google's grip on professional workflows. Spark is Google's answer, and it has an advantage no startup can match. It already lives where your email lives. The risk, of course, is trust. Giving an AI system autonomous access to your inbox is a significant decision. Google will need to earn that trust carefully because one high-profile mistake could set the entire category back. Spark and the new search are both built on something Google unveiled just days ago, a new foundational model called Gemini Omni, which may be the most important announcement of the week. 2 days before I/O, Google DeepMind dropped the announcement that underpins everything else, Gemini Omni. This is Google's new flagship multimodal model designed to process text, audio, images, and video natively, not as separate pipelines stitched together, but as a single unified system. That architectural distinction matters more than it might sound. Previous multimodal models often felt bolted together, strong on text, weaker on vision, inconsistent across modalities. A true unified architecture means the model reasons across all inputs simultaneously, which is what you need if you're building agents that operate in the real world, where information arrives in every format at once. Gemini Omni is the engine underneath Gemini Spark. It's the reasoning layer powering the new search experience. It's Google's answer to GPT 4.0 and whatever comes next from OpenAI and Anthropic. Google DeepMind has been methodical about its model releases, and Omni feels like the moment the pieces click into place. The question now is execution. Whether Google can deploy this capability at scale faster than its competitors can close the gap. Step back and look at what Google announced in a single week. A new foundational multimodal model, a 24/7 agentic assistant embedded in your inbox, and a complete reimagining of search. These aren't three separate product launches, they're three layers of the same strategy. Gemini Omni is the foundation. Gemini Spark is the agent layer. The new search is the consumer surface. Google is building a vertically integrated AI stack from the model weights all the way to the moment you ask a question, and doing it faster than most people expected. What's striking is the competitive pressure this creates. OpenAI has been the aggressor for the past 2 years, forcing every major tech company to respond. But this week, Google stopped responding and started dictating. The search transformation alone puts enormous pressure on Microsoft's Bing AI strategy, and every startup that assumed the search market was up for grabs. The agentic assistant push puts Spark in direct competition with tools like Norton AI, Superhuman, and any company building in the productivity layer. And the publisher community is facing a reckoning that has been coming for years, but is now undeniable. The broader theme is consolidation. The AI layer is being absorbed into the platforms that already own distribution. Google, Microsoft, Apple, the companies with the most users now have the most AI leverage. Independent AI products will need defensible niches because the center of the market is being claimed. What happens next depends on whether users actually trust these systems enough to hand over the keys to their inbox, to their search behavior, their daily decisions. That trust question is the one nobody has answered yet. So here's the question I want you to answer in the comments. Would you give Gemini Spark autonomous access to your Gmail? Where's your line when it comes to AI agents acting on your behalf? Drop your answer below. I read as many as I can. If you enjoyed today's content, hit the like button. If you want sharp daily AI coverage, hit subscribe. We'll see you soon.